Contrary to the coroner's conclusion that her death was accidental, Hubel claims that Houston's body shows classic defense wounds consistent with someone fighting for her life.
Now, rumor has it, allegedly, Diddy got on his knees for Clive Davis in 1994.
I know that you were the first, one of the first ones at Clive's party to speak about Whitney's passing the other day.
Yes.
And that was, did you know her well?
So just when I thought I heard it all about Diddy and his grimy ways, people are now saying he helped his mentor, Clive Davis, sacrifice the legend herself, Whitney Houston. Now, these rumors about Clive being involved in Whitney's death are nothing new. We all know this man claimed Whitney was like a daughter to him, and yet he partied the night away at the Beverly Hilton as Whitney's dead body lay in the same building. I mean, can you really blame people for being suspicious? But word on the street is that Diddy knew about Clive's alleged plan to take Whitney out, and reports recently surfaced that Diddy also threw another depraved party at the Playboy mansion the night Whitney died. But that's not all, y'all. Jaguar Wright recently spilled some tea on how Diddy's and Clive's relationship really started, and it sounds like Diddy learned a lot about controlling and manipulating people from Clive. So what exactly were Clive and Diddy doing on the night of Whitney's death? And was this really another Hollywood ritual murder? Let's get into it.
Exactly what happened inside the iconic Beverly Hilton remains a mystery. Paramedics raced to the 4th floor and found a lifeless Whitney Houston inside her hotel room bathtub.
So there are some disturbing reports circulating on the internet about Diddy being a gatekeeper for powerful industry figures who are allegedly involved in some sick and twisted practices, from ritual SA to literal blood sacrifices. And while there are a lot of crazy people and wild conspiracies out there about Hollywood, you really can't put anything past these people at this point. Now, one of these conspiracies that sounds totally believable is that record labels push artists into addiction and death because, in this day and age, artists are worth more dead than alive. Didn't Michael Jackson literally say they were trying to kill him for his catalog?
About Michael, it sounded like you actually believed that he truly thought he was going to be.
Oh, no, I did. When he first told me, AJ, I have to be honest, I didn't believe it. I said, Michael, come on, you're Michael Jackson. Who in the world would do this? Nobody would try to kill you. I mean, it would be world news and everybody would know about it. They're not going to do it. But he was so passionate and adamant about it and says, you don't understand. It's all about my catalog. This is what they want, and this is what they're going to do. And he was terrified.
Well, apparently, Whitney had the same fears as Michael, and according to a long-standing rumor, she tried to warn her protege, Brandy, about Clive Davis. Just 2 days before she died, Whitney crashed an interview with Brandy, Monica, and Clive Davis and passed a mysterious note to Brandy. Also, did you hear Whitney repeat twice, "I nearly drowned today"? This is absolutely terrifying. And then when you look into how Clive reacted to the news of Whitney's death, the whole thing literally sounds like a horror movie plot. Whitney passed away on February 11th, 2012, the same day she was supposed to perform at Clive's pre-Grammy Awards party at the Beverly Hilton Hotel in Beverly Hills. Just hours before her scheduled performance, Whitney's assistant found her lying face down in her hotel room tub filled with water. Whitney wasn't moving. She was out cold, and her assistant hit up Whitney's bodyguard, Ray Watson, to come give a hand getting her out of the tub. Whitney's assistant and bodyguard called 911, and once the paramedics arrived, they tried to revive her, but sadly, it was too late. And at 3:55 p.m., Whitney Houston was pronounced dead. Now, you would think that the first thing Clive Davis would do was cancel his party. After all, he was the one who gave her her first record deal in 1993 and acted as her mentor and father figure for decades. But Clive didn't even think about canceling the party, and all these celebs danced, drank, and had the time of their lives while Whitney's dead body was upstairs. According to this report published by CBS News, Houston's body remained in the hotel room hours after emergency responders pronounced her dead. Downstairs, Davis's extravagant party went on as planned, as investigators roamed the hotel lobby and women wearing designer ball gowns and men dressed in tuxedos shuffled by towards the red carpet. And another article revealed that Whitney Whitney remained in state, so to speak, in her fourth-floor suite, and she was not removed until just moments before the party ended, a little after midnight. Now, Clive later claimed he didn't cancel the party because it was a tribute to Whitney, and it's what she would have wanted anyway. But Whitney's longtime friend Chaka Khan called Clive's decision insanity and claimed it was actually the opposite of what Whitney would have wanted.
You were, I think, going to go to the Clive Davis party.
Yes.
It was a surreal event where Whitney's body was still in the hotel, and there was this sort of party where apparently half the room were in tears, the other half were kind of partying. What did you feel about that?
I thought that was complete insanity. And knowing Whitney, I don't believe that she would have said, the show must go on. She was the kind of woman that would say, stop everything. I'm not going to be there. You know, I don't know what could motivate a person to have a party in a building where the person whose life he had influenced so enormously and whose life had been affected by her. So a true tribute, you know, might have been a truer, a more honest tribute from, in my opinion, would have been maybe call everybody together, let's say a prayer, and let's eat dinner and go home.
What is your...
I couldn't get dressed. I was supposed to go to the party. I just got off a plane from Miami at about 5:30. As soon as I hit the tarmac, I found out, I heard, and I couldn't put on makeup. I couldn't get dressed. I couldn't do anything. I was paralyzed. I couldn't do anything.
As for the manner of Whitney's death, the LA County Coroner's Office concluded that her death was caused by drowning, combined with the effects of heart disease and substance abuse. And what was really weird was that the autopsy report mentioned external trauma on Whitney's body, but the coroner ruled that there were no signs of foul play. And get this, a private investigator named Paul Hubel later challenged the official ruling and claimed Whitney had defense wounds on her body. Jaguar Wright later said the same thing and claimed Whitney's family saw that Whitney had marks on her body that looked like she was fighting with someone.
She was beaten. They saw her body. She didn't just die in a tub, like she was.
Now, you're probably wondering what all this has to do with Diddy. Well, let's start with the fact that Diddy attended Clive's Grammys party on the night Whitney died, and days later, he appeared on The Ellen Show looking very nervous and uncomfortable when Ellen asked about the party.
I know that you were the first, one of the first ones at Clive's party to speak about Whitney's passing the other day.
Yes.
And that was, did you know her well?
Yeah, she was so full of life, so full of just joy, and she always made you feel like she noticed you and recognized you and spoke to you, and she'll definitely truly be missed.
Did you notice how fast he reached down for that mug on the table the moment Ellen brought up Clive's party? Also, isn't it insane that Clive picked Diddy to give a speech at the party after Whitney died? Whitney and Diddy were never close, like never. But Diddy was close to Bobby Brown, the man who admitted he was physically mistreating Whitney during their relationship. In fact, last year when BET gave Diddy a Lifetime Achievement Award, Diddy thanked Bobby in his speech.
And this is a special personal one for me. I gotta thank the king, Bobby Brown. Yeah, give it up for Bobby Brown, y'all.
And then there's this article from Entertainment Weekly that reported Diddy threw another party the night Whitney died. The article was originally published on February 13th, 2012, and it states that Entertainment Weekly has confirmed that bad boy impresario Sean P. Diddy Combs was hospitalized last night for a severe migraine that developed after he returned from the post-Grammy party he hosted at the Playboy Mansion. But that's not all, y'all, because we have also talked about how Diddy allegedly used to be Clive Davis's boy toy back in the day. So there's a viral blind item going around that Diddy got on his knees for Clive in the early 90s after Andre Harrell fired him from Uptown Records. And that's how Diddy secured the funds to start Bad Boy Entertainment.
So Clive Davis is over Arista, which is over Diddy's Bad Boy Records. Now, rumor has it, allegedly, Diddy got on his knees for Clive Davis in 1994, and that's how Bad Boy Records came about.
And then Jaguar Wright claimed in an interview with Storm Monroe that Clive probably first groomed Andre, and then Diddy took Andre's place as Clive's main man squeeze.
My focus right now is Sean Combs.
Okay, tell us why. Tell us why.
And he's using music and entertainment to.
Now, is this just boys, girls, adults, kids? Like,
I mean, from what I've heard from sources that I would consider reliable, it really doesn't matter.
Wow.
I don't think sexuality is something that has anything to do with gender at this point for Sean. I honestly think he's just an extreme narcissist who loves power. He loves the ability to manipulate and control people. Why? Most likely because he was victimized by his mentor, who loved to control people.
And his mentor was
Andre Harrell.
Tell us how
who
was
was mentored by Clive Davis.
In the same interview, Jaguar claimed Diddy is an industry and implied that he learned the ropes from his mentors.
Andre got passed over. Like, how do you go from being the president of Uptown and losing your entire company to your intern? Like, Puff started out as an intern.
By the way, Clive came out as bisexual in his 2013 memoir and revealed he had 2 long-term relationships with men before his current partner, but he didn't reveal those men's names.
I'm here to say that bisexuality does exist, and for me, I turned to it after my second marriage failed, and I dated women and I dated a few men, and I ended up in a relationship with a man.
Well, rumors are going around that one of the men Clive was involved with was Diddy, and a lot of people are speculating that Clive and Diddy are covering up for each other. Diddy covering up Clive's alleged involvement in Whitney's death, and Clive now covering up Diddy's various crimes against women. One fan said, Clive Davis needs to be exposed like Diddy as well. He definitely, in my opinion, Whitney Houston, allegedly. And someone else wrote, he went through with the party because it was a big ritual. Come on now, y'all not ready for that part though. But how do you feel about all these theories on Diddy and Clive Davis? Do you think Diddy knows the real truth about Whitney's death? Let me know in the comments, and then check out this next story.